Good evening. My name is Marion Bay, and I'm the host of television. And how can I say this? I have half of a team here with me this evening. Half of the Street Warriors. I am so happy to be sitting with you guys here today because we go back.
Way back.
Way back.
Yes.
Way back. We go back. And why I'm so happy is because you guys are the epitome of real transformation. You know, okay, so let me just say just a couple things. Tony is not here, Elijah Wan, because he had an issue. I did speak with him today, right. So he's going to come on. And then the other brother,
Alameen Scarborough.
Yeah, Alameen, right.
Yeah, you got,
so
Mani Shakur, Ali
yeah,
Muslim, and King Saul.
Right, exactly. So it's like, you guys are just so phenomenal.
Thank you.
So I'm going to go back to like the first time I met you, okay? And the first time I met you was at City Hall.
Wow.
That was the first time.
Wow.
You know, it was the first time I met Tony, and then you guys started coming around and everything. So, and you guys have a history. And so now, with all the transformation that you've done, and where you are today, you guys are authors. You have your own book. You have your own program. You've done your own program. You're still out there in the community, doing things in the community. And this is what we need in Newark today. I mean, today, the Street Warriors are more needed today than any time. Even in the beginning, I remember that you guys did the tour across, was it the city or the state?
Yeah, we did across the state.
The state.
That's right.
Right, it was a violence tour.
Stop the violence.
Yes,
Right.
stop the violence across the state.
That's right.
Right, you sat with Dalai Lama. Dalai Lama at NJPAC. You have your own program. You started a powerful program at Essex County College when you worked at Essex County College, the Fathers Now group. And with that group, what you did was you helped young men to dress right. They were, you prepared them for, it was job readiness,
right.
Getting them ready for work, construction trades, all of that attitude, everything, because we know attitude is everything.
Right,
Right?
Absolutely.
And then Street Doctor, you and I worked together at Delaney Hall.
Wow.
You know, brought him in because once I left, City Hall, I went to work at Kentuck.
Wow.
And you guys remember, wherever I went, I would call you guys to come in and speak to the inmates and everything. And you always did that. So wherever I went, I made a phone call, and you were there.
Yeah.
You know.
I have to miss back. Because you left out, you so humble. When you brought me in Delaney Hall, because of you, they hired me. I became a clinical consultant because of this sister. So even though my schedule is real tight now, when she called, I sacrificed for you, sis.
Thank
you know, I was over there, you still about to go to sleep. No, but you don't supposed to forget where you come from.
Right.
Okay, once you call, that was it. And just like I said, even if it was like, if Oprah called me and you called me, and a lot of people say, man, I go with Oprah, I would come to you and tell Oprah to hold on. Even though the money would be good, but you don't forget where you come from.
Oh, we can just go together.
Yeah. And I think Tony, if Tony was here, Tony can attest to that, because even with Tony, when Tony first came out of the prison system, his first job was in City Hall with you guys, under Councilwoman Bessie Walker.
That's what I was working for. That's how I met him.
That's
exactly.
Right. And he always have talked about that, you know, and you guys gave him his first start.
Yep.
You know, and even when you ran for election, you know, we always backed you. You know, we worked together at 1008.
Right.
You know, you just like the brother said in the last segment, you just a phenomenal sister. You do what you do, and that's why we give you the support. That's why
Thank you. I love you guys.
We love you too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's talk about what you're doing right now.
Can we just go back to the street warriors? You
Yes.
know, real quickly, because I think that one of the things that's important is that we came around during an era where politics and violence and NEWARK was as it is now, and as you mentioned, you know, and it was much needed. You know, we had a lot of different organizations that was on the grassroots level. We had managed to unite them under one umbrella, under the Essex County Anti-Violence Coalition at that particular time. From People's Organization, from Progress to Enough is Enough, to the Street Warriors, and to others. And that's when we began to start to do the tours, and we actually started off with caravans. We started off with caravans through our North Irvington East Orange. And one day we did a stop in Irvington, Ellis Avenue, and it was a 6-year-old young kid that came to us, and we used to have the GM crew with us back then, the Khaled crew. And it was a 6-year-old young man that came to us that day, and Brother Tyson from the GM crew, he brought him to everybody that was out there that was activists, and he said his mother said he wanted to be a car thief. So none of us at that particular time had a physical location that we could take that young man to mentor him, to guide him, and to direct him. And at that point, I think it hit all of us that we need to really be doing some empowerment as far as our community, as opposed to just sensationalizing and romanticizing, you know, on the backs of our people, where we give them a feel-good message for about a half an hour. Then after we leave, they go back to their hurts and pains. So Street Doctor, you know, Street Doctor always had this finesse about him, but meeting millionaires. And we was under the bridge of recovery at the time. We used to always go to their meetings, and bless her soul, Mildred Crump, who she always Councilwoman President Mildred Crump now. She always loved what we did. She would take a hat off her head, and all of those individuals there, from Charlie Vente, from the Nicholson Foundation, others, and David Kerr and them, she would make them go in their pocket to give us gas money, because we was all struggling. You know, we didn't have jobs, most of us. We was doing this free. We would meet at the U5. We would meet at Dunkin' Donuts on Bergen Street.
That's right, brother.
And we'd assemble in his old raggedy car back then. That old blue car that appeared in Star Legend. You know, they first get having recognition through Barry Carter.
That's right.
Right? And we were all mounted in that car, right?
That's
and
right.
we would go to the youth house on Saturday.
That's right.
Play basketball with the kids over there and mentor them, thanks to Ron Saladin at the time. And we realized that we needed a place. And so Street Doctor had met Charlie Vente and Mark Hoover from the Nicholson Foundation, told him what we was doing. And this lady, this white lady named Jan Nicholson, came out of her pocket.
Yes, she did.
We was at 765 Broad Street on the 21st floor, right?
Yes.
And
744.
744. And we told her what we was doing. She heard about what we was doing. She gave us our first grant for $12,500. Cash.
Yes.
Yeah, back
she
then,
said,
that was a lot of money.
she said, here, do what y'all do. That was to get us from point A to point B to take care of ourselves, our family, and all that. And I think she was testing us out, right, at that particular time. And then after that, a couple months later, we seen a storefront that we wanted to purchase in downtown North, right, 12 Linden Street.
Right, I remember
and that lady, we were sitting at 744 on the 21st floor, me, Street, and Alameen, who was our CEO at the time.
Right.
And Street being the founder, I was the educational program director.
Right.
And we, us three was sitting up there, and we told her what we was trying to do, and she said, here, she said, get them a check.
Get that check.
Gave us a check for $35,000.
Come on.
She said, here, she said, go put the lease on the place. She said, here's another $50,000 check. Go get them everything brand new. And that's how we moved into 12 Linden Street.
Right.
Begin to do what we did.
Right.
And just my hair standing up there.
Yes.
He historic. That's why he was in charge of education. And then fast forward, she was this little. She said, oh, and I want you to get a big screen for the kids. So I said, whoa. No, we decked out the spot. But the part that got us, the ribbon cutting.
Yeah.
So we had the ribbon cutting. Nobody didn't notice us.
Right.
Until
that.
Did the ribbon cutting, everybody faking.
Right.
You know, hi.
Yeah, that's right.
Where they come from? But it's no problem because you have to be humble.
Right.
But what happened, Miss I'm gonna fast forward real quick. I get a phone, he write about this, you know, right? Every year or something, I always meet a millionaire, right? I get a phone call from GQ magazine.
Right.
I thought it was a crank call. Mr. Street Doctor, I say, yes. Forrest Whitaker want to meet you. Dig this, sis. So I said, what? He said, yeah. I said, okay, no problem. Will you want him to come? I could have said, come to my house.
Right.
Where did he come, Muhammad?
Came to 12 Linden Street.
12 Linden Street.
Limousine.
Limousine. I called them. I said, Forrest Whitaker coming. So they know I don't play.
Right.
Be there. We was there. It was so many people never been to our spot. When Forrest walked around that corner, and he just won the Academy Award, so he was the biggest thing in life. He coming down to the Street Warriors office. I see all these people never been to our stuff, man. So I say, where's all these people? From? Yeah, where they coming from? Word is born. Muhammad will tell you. So he wanted to meet me. So when I see him, I had the uniforms. This other millionaire, we'll be here another day. Another millionaire bought us uniforms.
Jimmy.
Right? I still got it. That's when you see me, I be wearing it, right?
Right.
I gets out the car, I see what you calling them say, Brick City. They say, there you go. He comes to me and he says, it's an honor, and bow. I said, oh, brother, this Forrest, right? So come on in. They moved me out the way, the people, to go here to you in the office. The thing with the lady, the girl who got killed, I didn't even know she was there. You know, remember what's that, the kids, the gang group. The gang thing, it was a big story in that, where they killed them kids up there.
Oh, up in Mount Vernon. At Mount Vernon School, so right, yes.
And that's ironic that he mentioned that.
Come on.
What people don't know.
Come on.
That incident that happened, we gave each family $15,000.
In the Mount Vernon.
In the Mount Vernon.
Okay,
you gave each family $15,000.
With the MXX.
We got an anonymous donation.
Okay.
Come on.
For $50,000.
For $50,000. I'm thinking that the money is, I'm thinking that this the other millionaire. I'm thinking the money is ours. He's saying, no, you take care of them.
Yep, absolutely.
But we didn't, I don't think we had a 501c3 that time. We didn't. So know what? And I'm saying it on live TV. Ha! Couldn't wait for this. The check went to the mayor, Corey at the time.
Okay.
Yep.
The write-up was that they the ones gave the money to the people.
Yeah.
I found that out. I went and got a dummy check, how white folks do.
Blew it up.
And blew it up. Yep. Called a press conference. It was press from all over the world at our little spot. No, this documented.
Right, no, I
and
believe
we got the check there saying
with the families.
With the families. Saying that we gave that money.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm glad we talking about this. Thank you, Muhammad. For other people who's going through it, like the Dave Browns and my sister there, right? You've been in the struggle a long time, sis. That's why when I seen you, and to hang in there.
Yep.
Right. That's right.
Don't give up. They want you to.
That's right.
So this is good that you hearing it live, and it go on and on. But just like Miss Bay said the first time, she said with the Dalai Lama. But that Forrest Whitaker, so now with the GQ, when I told you, Forrest comes, I couldn't talk to him because it was so crowded. I went and got me a sticker, put my cell number on there. He kept looking at me, I just laid, when he was being humble. When he was coming out, he said, I said, no, everybody love you here, brother, shake my hand. He shook my hand, and I stuck that sticker in his hand. Man, messing with me. And so he got in the limousine, I saluted them all, that was it, went back to my business. 2 weeks later, I get a call from GQ magazine about Forrest. Forrest Whitaker wants you to represent himself as being an ambassador. Will you accept? What? Yeah, from that sticker. Came to the place, he'll tell you in limousine. We cried. I thought that was it. I said, I done made it, brother. Right? Everybody cried and stuff, right? Bring me in the limo, say goodbye to him. Goodbye, Chinese guy. Takes me over there, Beyonce, what's his name?
You was over there with
my man.
Usher.
Usher, All them right next to me. I took Dave because I wanted Dave to film that. So Dave said, wow, there go Usher. I say, Dave, this is big, but listen, we bigger than Usher and them today. We with Forrest. Forrest got he won an Academy Award. So fast forward, they brings me up, I do my speech. Forrest came and grabbed me, you know, right, good guy. Brings me on back down, right? And believe me, Usher never, what they call him, the paparazzi? He don't never take pictures. That man came up to me and said, excuse me, Street Doctor, can I take a picture with you? I had a, a website. Nobody never went to my website. I put that guy's picture on there with me, him, and Forrest. My website blew up. But just to show you, you know, right? You just hang in there.
Right.
I just wanted to drop that to y'all.
Okay. Well, I just want to get this before before we're done. Okay. You guys are in prison, right? And so because it's all about transformation, you know. We go through stuff. Really, in going through stuff, we're really growing through it, because it's the growing through that help us to become who we are to become, because of the lessons that we have to learn from those lessons. Remember, we used to do lectures, right?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so right, and it was always like powerful, right?
Powerful.
And so what I like about Street Doctor tells a story about the cereal. So if you could please just tell the story about the cereal real quick, the Rice Krispies and everything while you were in jail. Okay.
That's right.
What happened? They put me in the hole. I was the squeaky wheel. Y'all know what that means. Talk back and all that. So they said, all right, since you're gonna do all that, right, we just gonna put you away. You know, like authority. So they put me in the hole, and what happened? They took my books, and I ain't have nothing to read. So I counted Rice Krispies. This is in my movie too. So I'm counting Rice Krispies. I never forget that count. It's 1,759 Rice Krispies in the box. I had kids that was in the 3rd grade today. Some of them is OGs and all that stuff, and say, yo, Street Doctor, tell them how many Rice Krispies. I said, I forgot. They say, we ain't forget, and they quote that thing to show you how these kids is. And they listen.
And they want that guidance.
That guidance.
They want that. It's just like when you did the fathers, the fathers program.
They're still talking about that.
And it's ironic you talk about the fatherhood program.
Yeah, because we do need that.
Yeah. It's ironic, because even with the fatherhood program, the Nicholson Foundation was funded in that.
Sure did.
Even with the job I work with today, the Nicholson Foundation funded that. And we actually introduced the Nicholson Foundation to the Booker administration. And all that.
Go ahead, Mom.
We brought them to Newark, and they began to start to fund different government agencies and nonprofits. But the fatherhood program was an awesome program, and I'm gonna tell you, I kind of, this is where a lot of people misconstrue that, sometimes they assume that, I went from the street warriors to the fatherhood program. When you're a warrior, you never, it's your compassion. It's who you are. That's where you got your root from.
Exactly.
And I always tell people, I use this analogy that when Malcolm went to Mecca and he seen quote unquote white Muslims over there, and people say he began to turn against the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and all that. No, he didn't. No. He grew. It's like the Bible says, when I was a child, I thought I was a child. When I became a man, I put away childish things. Right. So in my career, I have managed to work with adults, youth as well as adults, which I work with today. And that's a difficult population to work with, as you know, coming out of Delaney Hall. So the fatherhood program was a program that was designed to help men that was fathers, that was trying to get acclimated back into their kids' life, that had issues with child support, that was having marital problems. I was the lead instructor of that program, and it was founded by Mayor Booker at the time. And that came as a result of my activism, because nobody else would have been able to do that program effectively if it wasn't Abdul, Muhammad, or others and all that. So when they were searching other people, they knew who they wanted to fit into that program. And we had just like at the Street Wars, we had a wonderful team: LeVar Young, John Leslie, myself, Modia Butler was the director of Newark Now at the time and all that. So we had a wonderful team, at Essex County College. Our guys guys would come in, we would do orientation with them, what we call boot camp. And when I got in front of that class for 6 weeks to 8 weeks with them, you know, I gave them that side of me, you know, and all that. Brother that works with Brother Dave Brown, Tariq Holland, he's a graduate of the program. And they become alumni.
Right.
And one of the things that we have been managed to do is we stay in touch with them. Even now, we just had a big breakfast about 3 weeks ago at IHOP in Irvington.
Yes.
You know, we celebrated. You know, we met. You know, because we graduated 400 guys from that program.
I know.
Cap and
I've
gown.
seen a lot to you too.
Cap and gown, and then Carla Adams.
That's
he
right.
was responsible for doing job placement. We placed him in jobs. And the program was founded in Philadelphia by a good brother, Street Doctor's friend. I introduced him to Kofi Asante.
Oh, right.
You know, Kofi was the founder out of Philadelphia.
With that,
you know, we brought him down to Philly, and he fell in love with Street. He's a street doctor in Philly.
Oh, okay, okay.
So we connected.
And Kofi White got kind of mad because Street was kind of taking it away from his husband, you know. But they so much alike. So Kofi was a good brother and all
guy.
that. This is Mental Street Warriors. We doing a biopic book right now on the life and the story of the Street Warriors, so that should be coming out real soon.
Yes.
Okay. So, God, we're down like to 7 minutes already.
Yeah, man. So much.
You know,
man.
so. Okay, so we're all basically doing the same thing.
Exactly.
You know, and what I like about this is that people need to understand what history is, the importance of history, and also the idea that we cannot forget where we came from. And who helped us to get to where we're getting to and everything.
That's right.
And so now, Street, you're working in Mayor Baraka's office in affirmative action. And what do you do there?
Make sure that people look like me working on sites.
Oh, okay.
So they call me the junkyard dog.
Oh, so you went from the street dog to the junkyard dog?
Junkyard dog is, and I was offended by that saying until somebody broke it down to me. That's a reliable dog.
Yeah,
reliable dog.
That's right. And
he
if you go,
it.
he protects.
Right.
You can't buy him. You can throw him a bone. He'll look at you. I'm gonna eat that bone, but I ain't gonna eat it in front of you, and you ain't coming in here. So I go to these different sites. They have to have women. Blacks. That's why I say look like me.
Right.
And make sure that all their paperwork is together. Like I'm the physical part.
Okay.
Okay. I go when they drinking the coffee.
Right.
You know, what's going on in there? This guy. You know, so I'm like a Columbo. Anybody ever watch Columbo?
Oh yeah, I love Columbo. Yeah.
Columbo will do that.
That's right. That's right.
So
he don't stop until he get it.
Till he get it.
That's
so
right.
That's I'm gonna do one more year. And what I mean by one more year, I'm ready to retire out of that. The only reason I ain't retired now, when I say retired, not the.
Oh no, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
My age, I got it.
Yes.
But I never worked before.
Right.
Yeah.
So that
because you're a former bank robber.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
So yes.
But you was working.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, but the wrong way.
Okay. All right. So, but now look at you now.
I know.
Right. See, and that's real important because when I was doing classes at Essex County Jail, I had to do an intervention because the brothers that was in there.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't like they were causing me a problem because they weren't.
That's right.
But they had issues.
Yes, they did.
And the stuff that I was bringing them, some of them just were not ready for it. But they were ready for it, but they didn't want other people to know that they were ready for it. That's what it was. They were hiding. They didn't want anyone to know, oh, I like this. So they couldn't do it. You know, they had, gang members, all types of crimes and everything, right? So I said, you know what, I gotta have an intervention. I called Street Doctor.
She called me.
I said, Street, you got to come in here and you got to talk to these brothers. He came in.
And that's the population I'm dealing with today. I work with state parole.
And thank you for that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, and I work with the state parole guys. I work with today DVR and drug court guys.
Yes.
That are coming out of Delaney Hall, Talbot Halls, and the prison system. We just did a big recruitment today at the office for Ice Space Centers, a telemarketing company.
Okay.
And
so where are you located? Do you mind?
303 Washington Street in the old United Way building, 3rd floor, suite 330, Blessed Ministries, 501c3 nonprofit. and basically work with ex-offenders as employment specialists. So we got the SNAP contract. You know, we have the DVR contract. We about to do IOP as well. So it's ex-offender client-based referrals.
Okay.
And you know, it's ironic because a lot of the clients I get today are clients I had as juveniles.
See,
exactly.
That's, no,
right.
what they say
that's
coming around.
That's right.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's the hurtful.
That
thing.
hurts.
Right.
That's the hurtful thing because you see a little kid you had in the school,
Telling you, man.
or you had them at fatherhood, or you had them in the community somewhere. Now they're your client.
Yeah.
That's right, and that's a good thing because what we're doing is good.
Yeah.
So, when you were on your transformation, what were your charges?
I have an aggravated manslaughter. You know, I went to prison in 1987 for killing my brother. The gun goes off, you know, after an argument. And I talk about it in my book, Redemptive Son. The gun goes off. My mother was standing here, and I had a .22 automatic handgun in my hand with hollow point bullets in it. The gun, my brother was sitting where you sitting at, and I pointed in his direction, hit him in the temple, and it killed him. You know, so they gave me 30 years for it, with a 15-year mandatory sentence. So I gave the time back. I wound up doing 10 years off of that. 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the name of your book is
Redemptive Son, and I have a new one coming out in July called Empowering the Black Community.
Okay. Street, you have a book.
Yes, my book.
And I have your book, and I forgot to bring it.
My book is called The Thumbprint.
Yeah.
And you can 973-600-0877 or the Street Doctor NWK @gmail.com.
Thank you very much.
you.
My name is Marion Bay, and this has been so wonderful.
Excellent.
There was more stuff that I wanted to talk about. And we will do this again,
No problem.
but keep on doing what you're doing
Thank
because
you. Thank
this is helping our community.
Thank you.
And once we know who we are, we continue to do what we do
Yeah,
because this is about saving our community.
Thank you.
So I want to thank Street Doctor, and I want to thank Brother Abdul
Thank you.
for coming
Thank
here
you.
today.
Thank you.
Again, my name is Marion Bay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.